Hi, my name's Paul Grogan and welcome to a solo playthrough of Explorers of Navoria. This game is currently on Kickstarter at the time that I'm recording this video, and I'm creating this to give you an idea of how the solo game works. The rules are still being tweaked and are still in development, but hopefully you'll get an idea of how the solo game mainly plays out. But if you're watching this video when the game actually is released, then please refer to the rulebook for the final version of the game. A big thank you to Dranda Games for sponsoring this video, and also a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that fund the channel. If you like the content that I create and you want to support me directly, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. Okay, off we go. So, Explorers of Navoria, the solo mode. Now, just before we get started, I do want to mention that this is being filmed with the solo rules as they are at the moment. They are still in development, so these are probably not the final solo rules, but it is going to give you an idea about how the solo game works. There is no automated opponent in the solo game. I would say it is a Paul-friendly solo mode for those people who know the type of solo games that I like. But what's nice about the game is that you don't just set a difficulty level. There are 3 different difficulty levels, easy, medium, and hard, but there is a mission. There is a goal that you've got to try and achieve to complete in the particular scenario that you were doing, because there's multiple scenarios. And then even if you do achieve it, there are different levels of victory. So that does increase the replayability in that you can play on 3 different difficulty levels. And even if you beat it on 1 difficulty level, you can play again on the same difficulty level and try and get more stars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a page from the expansion rulebook. So I don't know if anybody's going to be able to read this, but it's in Chinese, but I'm going to show you what it is. This is scenario 1 for the solo mode. Now, it has to be said that the solo mode is only available with the expansion, and that is because it uses a whole bunch of extra components for the solo mode. So there is no solo mode for the base game. It is included in the expansion, and it's going to be scenario based. So this is scenario 1. And as you can see here, there is a little bit of narrative story that goes along with it, and it tells you how to set up the scenario and what the goals of the scenario are. Now, as you progress through the different scenarios, which you don't have to play in order, there's no campaign or anything, each one of the solo scenarios will introduce more and more components from the solo game and more components from the expansion. So as you may have seen, I did a 4-player playthrough of this, which is on the channel now. That includes the expansion. So if you want to know what's included in the expansion, I have done a full 4-player playthrough. We're going to be playing solo scenario 1 today, which only uses one of the pieces from the solo scenario, but it does introduce the solo bits. So you may notice that on this map here, on each of the flags, we have a little token with an exclamation mark on the back, and they are on the different positions on the tracks which have the flags on. And scenario 1, our goal for this scenario is we've got to collect 5 of those tokens. So we've got our explorers on each of the 3 tracks, and by the end of the game, which is 3 rounds, we have to have collected 5 of these. Also, in addition to that, on the last round of the game, before you would reset your explorers, all of our explorers has to be on position 3 or higher on all 3 tracks. So that is the goal for this scenario. Now, once we've achieved the goal of the scenario, we just go back to this scenario book. We have, if we get 110 points, we get a 1-star victory, 140 points, we get a 2-star victory, and 170 points, we get a 3-star victory. Now, as I mentioned, the solo mode is still in development today, so some of the rules that we're using are likely to change, and I have no idea how well we're going to do, but in addition to the chosen scenario, you have 2 different setup cards, which I've got here. So this is chosen from 5 different cards, which is 1 for each of the base colours in the game. I've chosen this one at random today. And this is the easy, medium, and the hard difficulty. So if I choose to start on easy, which I think I'm going to for today, I start the game with 1 random purple card from the deck. If I was to choose on medium, I would actually gain 2 track movements. And if I was to start the game on hard, I wouldn't get any additional starting advantage. In addition to that, I have a special ability that once per round during phase A or B, I can move once on a track. And I've got this little piece of brick, and I'm going to put it over there to remind me that I have used the ability. So that's a once per round ability. And we also have an end of game goal, which is 2 points for every purple card that I have at the end of the game. Now, All of the different colours are slightly different. They all have different powers. And if you really wanted to, you could choose which one you wanted. But I think you're supposed to pick one at random. Now, in addition to that card, you also have another card. There are 8 of these available. And again, you shuffle them and you pick one at random. This is the one that I've got. And it means every time during the game that I trade away a sword, I'm going to gain a point. And whenever I've traded away 5 swords, I gain a movement on a track. So every time I trade away a sword, I'm going to actually put the sword on the card. And then once there are 5 swords on the card, I'm going to move once on the track. So all of these different things is going to add to the variability in the game. But essentially, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be playing over 3 rounds. Now, the bag, which has got the action markers in, the reason why I've put these here is as a reminder for me to tell you that when you're playing the solo game, you remove one of each action marker. So they're gone. So in the bag, what we have is we have 2 of each action marker in the game. So there are 10 markers in the game. And we're going to be playing through, we're going to do 4 turns in phase A, and then 4 turns in phase B, and then it's income, then it's maintenance, and we do that 3 times. So for the rules of the game, I would recommend watching my multiplayer playthrough. I'm not going to go through all of the rules of the game here, except I will explain them as I go along. So 3 rounds in the game. First round, first phase is the recruitment phase. What we do, take out 2 of these. And I've drawn purple and purple. Now, there's only 2 of each token in the bag. So what this has told me, I'm supposed to start with a purple card. Start with the purple card. So I've got this purple card, which means immediately I get 1 point. I gain 2 movements on the desert track. So I immediately get this, which is any 1 resource. Well, I'm going to take a sword. Yeah, so all of this should have happened before the start. I'm going to put it here. Yep, so I gain any 1 resource, and that's that. So I've got 1 of them. Got me point, got me thing, and I've got income. Every flag that I have reached, I'm going to get 1 point for in the income phase. Right, that's the start of turn thing done. So now we have round 1, phase 1, or phase A. I've drawn 2 purple ones, which means I know I'm not going to draw any more purple ones out of the bag. So I choose one of these. I put the one I don't want in there, and I'm going to place this one up here, and I'm going to take one of these 3 purple cards. So let's take, I tell you what, let's take this one, because I'm also collecting different traits. Do we want that one, or do we want movement on 2 tracks? I think the movement on the tracks is going to be useful near the end. I'm just going to take this one. It's 3 points, 1, 2, 3, and movement on the desert track. In fact, no, I should, yeah. So I'm there, sorry. No, did I move 2? I moved 2, yeah. So I'm moving another 1 on the desert track. So I've got a 2nd marker already. That gets me a crystal. So again, a crystal. I'm going to put the crystal, I'm going to put it here. And that, again, more income. 1 point per flag, right? Now, 2nd turn, I can choose to draw 2 out of the bag, or I can use one of my previously drawn tokens that I didn't want to use. Because I'm getting a benefit from trading swords, I'm thinking I want to do more sword stuff. In fact, I'm just going to place the things that I choose here. So I'm going to draw from the bag. So 10 tokens in the bag. I could potentially draw a maximum of 8. 1, 2 red. Okay, so there we go. No choice in that one, but red is what I wanted anyway. And I'm going to take... I want to be building things in the desert, don't I? Oh, which means I probably should have put the stuff here. Made the mistakes already. Right, now then, in terms of these favours, I'm trying to collect 5 of the same type of creature. I mean, these are all the same. They are all giving points for settlements in the desert. So let's go for... Which ones of these are going to be good? That's going to be good. So I'm going to take this one. So there's no immediate benefit of the red cards. It's just good. These are end of game scoring, but they are 2 humans. See? 2 humans. So that's going to go there. Right. 3rd turn, I can choose to take that one or that one. I'm going to draw from the bag again. So this is my 3rd turn for the 1st round of the game. 3rd turn of phase A. Right. Okay. So we have a choice this time. We actually have a real choice. Do we want to recruit yellow or do we want to recruit green? Now, green would get me that. Yellows are immediate benefits, and yellows are building settlements. Yeah, yellows are building settlements because yellows are the builders. Ah, right. Now, those two are in the glacier. That one's on the forest. So it's movement on the forest and build in the forest. I don't think I want any of those just yet. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to take a green one. I'm going to recruit a green one. And what do we want? Do we want the 3 points and the sword? Do we want the sword, the apple, and the point? I'm going to take, or do we want the 3 crystals? I'm going to take the 3 crystals. So that's just an immediate benefit. I just gain 3 crystals. I mean, I don't really want crystals. I want swords. But I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking I want to be building. No. Stick with the plan. I'm going to take that one. So I get 3 points and a sword. So that sword is going to go. Let's pop it here. Right. 4th and final turn. So I need to make a decision. Am I going to draw out the bag, or am I going to take one of these 3? There's another thing to think about here, which will become important in a minute. Is I'm thinking these are the tokens that I'm going to use in phase B. So it's not just a decision about what I'm going to take now, it's a decision about what I'm going to get in the next phase. And if I don't build a trading post, then my explorer is just going to have to go all the way back to the start, which is sad times indeed. And I'm not really that worried about the favors because I'm not in competition with those like you are in the multiplayer game. They'd be nice to get because they're going to get me some end of game points, but I don't think I'm that bothered about them. I'm thinking I might want to take some blue because blue's going to give me some nice income. And that's the one I want because that, if I get that now, that's 5 points income over 4 rounds. That's 20 points. I'm going to draw from the back. And I'm hoping that I get a blue. That is blue. Yes. So we're going to put that there. I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to recruit this one. The immediate ability is 1 point, but that is my 5th card with the human tag on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means I am now friends with humans. And that means at the end of the game, every green or purple card is worth 2 points. And normally in a multiplayer game, you would be competing with these for the other players. Right, that's the end of phase A. He says, although I do have this, which I can use to move 1. I'm going to get some movement here in a minute. I'm not going to use that ability just yet. Okay, so we move into phase B. So these are going to clear. They go back in the bag. And now I use phase B with these 4 action markers on the board here. And again, I just do these in whatever order I want to because I'm playing solo. But this one, I get to build a trading post. Now, before we build the trading post, we want to build a trading post before I do the order because then the order is worth more. That's how it works. Okay, so we're going to build a trading post. And why not build a trading post in the desert? Because that's end of game. I probably want a trading post. So I'm going to be able to clear this. I am definitely going to be able to clear this. So I'm just going to build a trading post in the glaciers, which is here. Now, my query is, for Simon, who's watching from Dranda Games, building a trading post here, does that get me to claim this marker? If it doesn't, then in the maintenance phase, when that gets to there, I guess I get to claim the marker there. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, I've built that trading post there through the means of that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this red piece here. That gets me 2 swords. I'm going to put 1 sword there, and I'm going to put 1 sword there. That has now completed an order. So every time I spend a sword, when fulfilling an order, I get a point, and I'm going to put those 3 swords on there. Yeah, Simon says that the explorers are what claim the tokens, so yes. So in the maintenance phase, that is going to move to there, and I'm going to claim that token. Right, and I get 1 movement on any track. Well, let's take it on here. I immediately gain a crystal. And I will put the crystal here. Oh, I should have got some bonus. Sorry, for completing that order, I should have got a bonus. It should have been advance on any track. So I'll just move here. 1 point per green card and 1 point. So I should have got 2 points. Sorry, that was for completing the order. I did forget that. Then we put that there. I got the 2 swords. Did that, and I gained a movement point. Right, I think we're up to date. Oh, is it movement on the glacier? It's movement on the glacier. It's specifically on the glacier. Apologies for that. So I'm going to get that token anyway. It's an apple. So straight away, I'm thinking the collecting of the 5 tokens is actually quite easy. It's the having everything on position 3 that I think is the tricky bit. Anyway, we've gained an apple. What are we going to do with the apple? Because we could put it there, and that would be another order. I'm just going to put it there. Okay, so we've done those 2. I might just leave these off. It's probably easier if I leave them off. Okay, well this one's dead easy. This is 2 apples and 1 of something else. So the something else, I'm going to put 1 apple there, and I'm going to put 1 apple there. I'm going to put the sword here. Being clever with this, I'm not actually fulfilling that order there. Okay, and then finally we've got this blue one, which is here, which is 6 points. Right, that is phase B done, except I haven't used my ability, so I'm going to use my ability now. Is it actually going to help me? I don't think it is. No, it's not going to help me. That's okay, never mind. We'll just move there. Right, so phase C, income. Now, the one thing that is still in development with the solo mode is that normally in the income step, you gain points for being the furthest ahead, or second, or third, depending on how many players are in the game, on each of the tracks. The rule we're playing today is that I'm not going to get any bonus for being ahead on any of the tracks. Now, if that means I lose the game by 36 points, we'll see. But as I say, it's still in development because it does feel a bit cheaty that I'm automatically the furthest ahead on each of the tracks. But I am going to get income from my purple and from my blue cards. So my purple cards are, I've got 2 of them, so that's 2 points for each flag that I have reached or passed, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8 points. And also I gain 1 point for every human card I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get another 5. That's it. That is the end of the first round. So the tokens get removed. They go back in the bag. That resets. We get rid of all of the cards. So the cards that were not chosen, they're going to disappear. Our explorers reset to the nearest trading post. And then we go to round 2. And we do this 3 times. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's have some cards. So, right, we are ready to start round 2, I believe. So, I think we're doing all right in points. I mean, that's 32 points. That doesn't seem too bad. And it's only going to increase. So, first 2 tokens out of the bag are red and blue. Now then. We also need to be mindful of this. I'm getting points at the end of the game for green and purple cards. Neither of these are green and purple. But if I draft the red one, it means there's going to be a red token for phase B, and a red token for phase B gets me that. And I'm going to need the swords, because every time I trade swords, I get this. I mean, it's a nice little bonus, but I don't want to get sucked into thinking, oh, I must always do that all of the time. But is there a red card that's actually good for me? Is that going to be any good at all? That favour there with the Winnie the Poohs or whoever they are, that is not actually going to get me many points because I don't actually have any yellow cards. So I'm not really that bothered about that one. The sprites, however, is this one. The sprites is giving me points for green cards, and green cards are what give you the points when you do the trading. So now red cards are not as good as in the expansion. In the expansion, it introduces some extra bits that give more benefits for red cards. So what are we going to take? What are we going to take? I think I'm going to take a blue one. So I'm going to draft a blue card, and I'm going to take the one that gives me points for humans. Because I've already got 5 humans, I've now got 6. So I get 2 points immediately, and that's just going to stack with that. Right, off we go. Second turn. Purple or yellow? Well, we've already decided I don't want yellow. But I decided that last time, and I can't remember why. I actually do need to be building trading posts. Why didn't I want yellow last time? I can't remember. I think I need to be building trading posts because otherwise, in the last round of the game, I'm going to have to move each of my explorers 3 spaces. Well, 2 spaces because I've already built a trading post there. So that is actually going to help me. And every time you build a trading post, it's increasing that order. Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to draft the yellow one after saying I wasn't going to do yellow ones. And I'm going to take this because it's a human card. Humans who like to live by the lake. So I get a trading post. Oh, no, that's movement. It's movement in the desert and a trading post in the desert. That's fine. That's fine. Movement in the desert. Trading post in the desert. Okay, that's fine. We're done with that one. No other effects of that card. Okay. Third turn. Do I want either of those? No. I want that card. The one I want. Okay, there you go. So green. Is that the card I want? I said it was the card I want. It is the card I want. So I take this green card, I gain 3 swords. And normal rules, you've got to assign them to different places. So I haven't completed any of these orders yet, but that's that green card done. How am I also doing with my set collections? No, we've still got just loads of humans. Right, 4th turn. Do I want red or purple? I really looked into red earlier on, but I'm now thinking of not. Yeah, I'm going to draw 2 tokens out of the bag. Green and purple. We could go with another green one. There's 3 resources there. 3 resources is quite nice, actually. But the problem is, that means I'm going to have another green one there. Actually, I want a purple one there for phase B. Yeah, that's what I want. So I get to recruit one of these purple cards. Let's take this one. So I get 1 point. I get 2 movements in the glacier, which is 1, 2, which is my 5th solo tile. So we have completed the scenario. In fact, I don't think you can't complete the scenario. No, you can't. I'll speak to them about this. I've just realised that if you get your explorers to position 3, which is the goal, you will have collected 5 of these. So, yeah. Anyway, they'll look at that. I've gained a sword. Right, so sword. What are we going to do with the sword? If I put it there, that order is then complete. If I complete that order, I get to move 1 on the desert and 1 on the forest. That is not going to help me at all. So I don't actually want to complete that order. I'm just going to put this here. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Right, that's it. That's phase A done. Do we want to use our special ability and get 1 extra movement? I don't think we do. So we're going to phase B. Those go out. And off we go. These are the 4 things that I've got to place in any order I want to, but that one's dead easy. That's just 6 points. That one is going to be, I can build a trading post. So I'm actually getting points at the end of the game for trading posts in the desert. So, and I'm about to complete an order for the desert, I think. So I'm going to build a trading post in the desert. What's this one? Oh, this is 2 crystals and 2 points. Sure. 2 points, 2 crystals. Now, if I put one here, that order will be immediately delivered and I will gain a movement on each track. I want to save that. I want to save that until the 3rd round. So I'm just going to put these 2 here, neither of which delivers any orders. Oh, but this is going to complete. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I think the rules are that as soon as you have the resources in here, you must deliver that order if you are able to. But it might be worth adding to the rules, Simon, because it might be of benefit that if you claim any resources, do you have to take them all? Because if I do, then that forces me to complete that order, which I actually don't want to do. So yeah, that's a question for the rules. Are you allowed to forego taking some of the resources? Because I'm getting 2 apples and a something else, and I actually don't want to complete that order. So 1 apple's going to go there. Oh, if I put it there, that completes that order. If I put it there, that completes that order. Yeah, okay. So this is actually the better one. Okay, they must be delivered, and I don't think you can forego taking resources currently. So the current rules are I have to take these resources. And if I put them like that, it actually completes both orders. If I put them like that, it only completes this one. Well, I think I want to delay on completing as many orders as possible later. So believe it or not, I'm putting another sword there and I'm putting an apple there. Which means this order gets delivered. There was a sword included in that, so I gain a point. And I have delivered an order to the desert. So I get 1 movement on each track, which isn't going to get me anything at all. And I get 1 point per green card. I have 2 green cards. I say it's not going to get me anything at all. It actually is, because I've reached a flag. I'm going to use my special ability to advance even further on there, which gets me 1 of any resource. Let's have a sword here. Because anything else here is going to deliver that order. I want to be delivering multiple orders in the last round of the game, because those orders are going to move me on the tracks. And that's what this is all about. It's also about getting points. That's it. That is the end of phase B. So now we do income. I get 3 points for every flag that I have reached. So I got 1, 2, 3 flags up there, 4 flags, 5 flags, 15 points. So what's that? 61. And then I get 2 points per human. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 14 points for my humans. Lovely, tasty humans. Right. Clean up. Yeah, I believe clean up. So that is 2/3 of the way through the game. You could probably knock out a solo game of this in about, I'm going to say 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. Once you know it, I think it will play pretty quickly. Right, are we ready? We've reset them, we've done that, we've done that, we've got the bag of destiny. Off we go. Phase A, reset the brick. Right, red or purple? Purple is going to get me points. Red is going to get me end of game points. Am I going to be able to claim any other of these favours? Don't think I am. Not with the red, anyway. So I think we're going to go with purple. Now, that's 2 movement in the desert. That will be the desert sorted. That means we don't need the desert anymore. But that means I've overcooked the desert. I don't need to advance to here. So maybe that's a bit of a waste. Maybe we advance in the forest because the forest is what's going to really hold us back. So it's not quite as good as, yeah. I think we're going to take this one. It's also a human. We like humans. So I move once on the forest. Right. Next. It's blue and it's yellow. Now, yellow is building trading posts. But at this stage, because you check for victory before you move your explorers back to your trading posts, building a trading post is not actually going to get me anything other than making the orders better. But yellow cards are worth points at the end of the game to me. No, they're not. Whereas the blue, oh, but yellow in here is going to get me the resources. Those resources are going to get me orders, which is going to get me more movement points. Whereas the blue one in phase B is simply just points. So I think I need to take the yellow one. Yeah, I need to take the yellow one because of phase B. And I am going to, that's build a thingy in the thingy, isn't it? Let's build a trading post in the desert, which gets me points. So let's have this one. So 3 points, and I build a trading post in the desert. All right, and it's a beast. I don't have any other beasts, so that's my first beast. Right, off we go. I've only got 2 turns left. I hope I'm going to do this, but I'm starting to get a little worried at the fact that, I mean, the orders are going to come in later, I hope. I need to take a green card. Oh, it's not green. Oh, it's oh. Right, well then. Do we want another yellow card? Or do we want another purple? Purple's going to get us points at the end. And purple is movement. I think we need purple now. That's going to get me 2 purple here. That's not going to be great. Okay, I'm going to take this one. How many sprites is that I've got? 1. That's my first sprite. Oh dear. Anyway, I get 2 points. I move on the glacier track. Okay. Right, so it's my last drawing out of the bag. I'm just going to have a look at what's in the bag. We got 2 green, a blue and a red. So the chances of me getting one of the greens if I draw from the bag is actually quite high. Somebody tell me the odds of me drawing a green one out of the bag. I'm going to guess it's about 75%. And that's going to allow me to deliver orders, which is going to give me the movement points that I need. And I've also got 1 extra movement on this. So I think I want to draw from the bag, because I don't think I want any of those 3. Didn't draw the green. Oh, never tell me the odds. Right. So plan B. I don't have a plan B. I'll take red. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right. Okay. Well, this is really not going to get me much at all, is it? Okay, let's have a think about this. A red one is simply 2 points because I've only got, I don't have any. No, if I take that, it's 2 points. Oh, and it's two more humans, which is actually going to get me 2 more. So that's effectively 4 points, but nothing else. Except when I put it on here, it's a movement. Right, we're going to take red. We're going to take this card. 2 more lovely humans. Okay, that's it. That's phase A done. Lols. Right, phase B, I have these. So I'm going to put this one here, which allows me to build a trading post. I can't build a trading post in the desert because I've already got all my trading posts in the desert out. So let's just build this trading post in the forest there. Right, then we're going to put this here. So I get any one resource. And I'm going to take an apple and I'm going to put it here. So what that does is it immediately completes this order. Because I used a sword, I get a point. And then I get the benefits of completing this order, which is I move 1 on the forest track and I gain 2 points plus 1 point per green card. So I gain 4 points. And I now have 5 swords. I have delivered 5 swords, which means I get a bonus movement. And I'm going to take it on the... I'm not going to get any apples. But I am going to do that. Am I going to do that? I don't even know if I am going to do that. Oh, I think this has all got completely messed up. Gulp. I'm a little worried now. Okay, I'm going to go here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my free movement to go on here and collect this. And it is the token that I didn't want. It's points. I needed a resource. Oh dear. And it all falls apart. It all falls apart. Oh, I've just spotted in the chat, it has to be Glacier for the sword bonus. Oh, apologies for that. Right, okay. So I need to slightly undo. I've just realised, yes, it's not any track. It's the Glacier. So we need to undo that. I need to put the 2 points back there. I need to take the 2 points off and I need to move on the Glacier instead. So apologies, delivering 5 swords is a Glacier movement, not any bonus movement. Right, okay. Right, I think we've managed to undo it. I've gone back there and I've done that and I've done that. Yeah, okay. That's fine. We're on position 3 and we're on position 3. So I think we're fine. I think we've done it. No, we haven't done it. No, because I needed to move on the desert and I need to complete an order and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah, rats. Messed up there. So I gain 2 crystals, one of which is going to go in there. The other goes in here. I also gain 2 points. That has completed this order of 3 crystals, which gets me a movement on the Glacier. 1 point and 1 point per green card. So 1, 2, 3. And then finally, I place this. Oh, no, it's fine. That's movement on any one track. Oh, I'm saved. Totally saved. I forgot about that. Awesome. Gain 2 swords. I'm going to put a sword there and a sword there. That completes this order with 3 swords, which gets me 3 points. And I gain 1 movement on the Glacier. And I gain 1 point plus 1 point per green card. 1, 2, 3. And I gain any one track movement, which is the desert. So income. We still do income. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points per flag that I have reached. I've reached 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flags. Multiplied by 5, 30 points. How do you like them apples? Thank you very much. Blue, I get 2 points per human. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 humans. 20 points. Right. Okay. That's income. We skip maintenance, I believe, in the last round of the game. In other words, we don't reset our things. So have I achieved the goal of the mission? Yes, I have collected at least 5 of these, and all of my explorers are on space 3 or higher. We now do end of game scoring, which is red cards. I think it's red cards and my special bonus. So my special bonus is 2 points per purple card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. And then 2 points per settlement in the glacier, or sorry, trading post in the glacier. I've only got 1. And 2 points per trading post in the desert. I have 3. So I get 6. I think that is end of game scoring. So we check the conditions here. Oh. I only got a 2-star victory. I don't, oh no, hang on a minute. I forgot the favor. Every purple and green card is worth 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 points is 180. Done. So yes, if we check here, if I'd have got 110, that would have been a 1-star victory. 140 is a 2-star victory. 170 is a 3-star victory. So we got a 3-star victory. But just as a reminder, I was playing on the easy mode. And on the easy mode, I started with 1 purple card. That 1 purple card actually gained me loads and loads of extra points. It gained me probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably about 20 points. That starting purple card that I got probably got me about 20 points-ish over the course of the game. But that's it. That is an example of how the solo game works. We played solo scenario 1. We played on the easy difficulty. We used solo card number 1. We used the purple setup card. And we scored a 3-star victory. So, as I mentioned at the start, there are going to be multiple scenarios. The other scenarios are going to start introducing extra stuff from the expansion. There's different setup cards. There's different ones of these cards. And you've got the different difficulty levels as well. And then even if you do beat the game, you can still replay it. So, for example, I got a 3-star victory on scenario 1 on the easy mode. My next challenge would be to play the same scenario with the same card on the medium difficulty mode and see how well I do. And I would try to get a 3-star victory. So I think there's plenty of replayability in this. And that's it. That is how the solo game works. But as I mentioned, this is currently still in development. As I'm recording this video, the game is on Kickstarter. The rulebook for the solo game is in the middle of being worked on and translated. The designer is actually still developing some of the additional solo scenarios. So there's still plenty of work to do on it. But I hope this video has given you a rough idea of, well, not just a rough idea, but a good idea of how the solo game plays. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment. Let me know. I will be putting a link to the Kickstarter in the description of this video as well. And a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters that fund the channel. If you like the content that I create and you want to support me directly, you can do so at patreon.com/gaming rules. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-byes.